Oh, sure, you could just fake your own death, but that only works so many times.
I wish I was dead!
Make your mornings worth living for. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
Sammy Hagar says he has decided it was time to reach out to Eddie Van Halen earlier this year after learning that he had cancer. He talks about that.
I called him after years of not speaking before COVID, and he said, "What took you so long?" I'm going, "I've been trying to go through, Al. I'd leave messages for Al and to their management." And he goes, "Yeah, but you didn't call me." And I said, "Well, I'm calling you now." And we had a great laugh and a big telephone hug, and we just stayed connected right up till the last month. I didn't hear from him from the last month, and I knew it was probably just a matter of time, but it came too soon. No matter how you look at it, it came too soon.
Do you have any bridges that are burned that you need to mend?
Nope. I'm good.
There's one person that we used to work with, and I wouldn't say it was bad, and he will like things that I put on Facebook. He lives in the Midwest now. He's got a family. I'd like to reconnect with him, but that's about the only person I can think of.
Not the person that hired us, is it?
The person that hired us?
Here.
No. No, I'm talking about Nate.
Oh, Nate. Please.
I'd like to see Nate again.
Why?
I don't know. I just, he's got a family now. Things are different. I really would like to hang out and talk to him and catch up.
Got his creep du jour.
He was not. Why did you dislike him so much? He's changed.
I was his roommate.
Sure. Yeah, you guys lived together.
I was his roommate, and he was gross because he had this computer that was dedicated to porn.
He had one computer, that's true. He had two computers.
He had two computers, but one hard drive was dedicated to porn storage and illegally downloaded music.
That's pretty gross.
But then every time he went into that, because we lived in a 3-bedroom, and
one of the bedrooms you guys used as an office,
right? But
computer room.
I never used that office. You bet your sweet ass I never used that office. I wasn't going in that room ever.
I remember it was a pretty nice setup. He had a nice desk in there.
Yeah, he had
big chair,
fans cooling it down. I mean, if you're taking your porn addiction to that extreme.
Those were the big Napster days, right?
Those were the Napster days. To where you've got big box fans on the hard drive cooling it down because it is constantly downloading pornography on the internet. Then you're a creep, man. But in college, you got to live with whoever you got to live with. Sometimes you got to live with drug dealers. Sometimes you got to live with.
Well, he's moved on now. He's
porn addicts.
Left college. He graduated. He got a career. He got a family. He's got a lot of kids now. He just had another kid, by the way. I think this is his 3rd or 4th kid. I can't remember.
I believe that. I mean, I just don't know how he's not told his wife, because there's no woman in the world that would ever marry a guy.
You don't think she was told about the tower?
If she knew
the Tower of Nani,
that he had, I want to say, and keep in mind this was in the early 2000s. Okay. So I want to say it was like a 160 gig hard drive, which was a lot then, of that was just dedicated to
filth.
To filth. I mean, some music, but I mean, video and music, how much they take up, right?
Well, you know what happened with my computer. My roommate, who was your best friend in high school.
Yeah, I know.
We came back early from golf one day, and he goes running out of my computer room. Uh-huh. We went and checked the history. He'd been on there for hours.
Right.
So what do you do as a friend to help this person? An intervention. You print out the history and you publicly post it in front of all your other friends. And then invite him over to another person's house. And the history of the computer is pasted all over the walls. What was her name? Do you remember the name of where he stopped?
Brianna Banks.
That's who he was looking for the whole time. Highlighted that, circled it.
Why do we give him a hard time when it should have been Nate? Nate was the one that he was just unabashed about it.
He walked in.
He was an unabashed pervert.
He saw it. He turned around and didn't say a word to anybody. He got in his car and left. We never spoke of that again. And I don't think he ever went back into that room, thank God.
Oh, from them and take it home and
they've got a
and make your own stuff.
They've got a cooler right in front. What do you call that? Like like when you go to the
cooler
butcher.
Case. You call it a
like
cooler.
You go to the butcher and all the meat's in there. They have the fish in there.
I call it a cooler case.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're supposed to call it.
Hero, Anne Heche, says that Harrison Ford is her hero after he stood up to the studio back in 1998. They were in a movie together, and she was playing his love interest.
You know the name of the movie?
I think it was 6 Days, 7 Nights or something like that.
Yeah. I thought it was 8 Days, 7 Nights.
The studio found out
I've never seen it.
that she was dating Ellen DeGeneres. Now, remember, this is 98, and I don't know if they thought maybe it wouldn't fly that these, if she's a lesbian, that she would be, in a romantic relationship with Harrison Ford in this movie. Mm-hmm. But he saved the day, apparently.
I mean, Harrison Ford, certainly I would not have gotten that movie. When he called me the day after, they said I wasn't going to get it because I took Ellen to the premiere, and Harrison Ford, he was a hero. I said, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn who you're sleeping with. We're going to make the best romantic comedy there is, and I'll see you on the set. One of my heroes. And, oh, my goodness. He fought a battle for me, and I would be on any desert island with him any day.
What the?
He's an extraordinary human being.
Wow. Okay, she drank a lot of coffee or something. She was talking very fast. I did not speed that up.
That is, without being insensitive, part of her personality trait.
Oh, okay.
She has.
She is, I've seen her in stuff that she's really good. You don't see her a lot. I don't remember this movie that much.
My question for Anne Heche is, yes, you would be on a desert island with Harrison Ford, but would you get into the cockpit with Harrison Ford?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. He lives every time he crashes. And every time he almost hits a jumbo jet taking off or lands on one. I mean, he seems to get away with it.
He just recently had his pilot's license reinstated. So good for him. Now the airwaves are not safe again. In the UK, hashtag.
Thanks. I don't have to play I don't have to hit that button.
Man was charged with assault after farting in an Uber and attacking the driver for complaining about it.
Oh my God! Wait a second. The Uber driver did the farting?
No. The driver was attacked because he complained about the passenger doing the farting.
Oh, so it's like, you're my driver, I fart, you complained, and then I punch you for it.
Yeah, James Mallet let it rip in the back of Uber driver's car. His name is Alexander Bonchev.
Old Bone Chef, huh?
They were on the way to a local nightclub with 3 other people, and Bonchev says that this was the final straw. He'd suffered abuse at the hands of other passengers in the past, and he couldn't take it anymore. He told Mallet, "Get out of my vehicle," but instead, he offered to fight the driver and struck him in the head. Bonchev responded in defense by punching Mallet in the face, knocking him to the ground.
Jeez.
At that point, a young lady who was with the farter, Mallet, reportedly persuaded him to leave.
He's a grouchy farter.
How about, you're with a young lady, man? You're farting in a car with a young lady?
Sometimes you can't help it, Jeff. Sometimes you're nervous.
Police encountered what they called the plainly intoxicated passenger a little while later, sporting a cut from his bottom lip. He was handed a 6-month jail term for farting in the car and a $650 fine. 120 hours of community service added onto that. His jail sentence has been suspended for 18 months.
Wait a second. He didn't get jail time for farting. He probably got it for punching the guy. Right?
Yes. But
can you imagine if you got
fart
arrested?
Is what led to
Can you imagine if you could go to jail for farting? I'd be in prison.
The fart is what led to it. Don't fart in other people's cars, man.
I don't ever fart in here, do I? But you and I used to do these weddings, and we talked about it before, these wedding receptions, and I was always nervous. Whenever I get nervous, man, woohoo! Watch out. Hashtag National Grouch Day. Are you an admitted grouch? Today is the day that celebrates you if you are.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Who's the grouchiest person you know?
My son.
Oh, I thought you were going to say me.
You actually too.
I knew I liked him for a reason. I love him. He's a grouch.
But I don't think it's ever. I think he does it jokingly. I don't think he does it for real.
Well, he's your son. I mean, he probably sees you do it, and then he's like, all right.
Possible.
People used to ask me, is Jeff okay? Yeah, he's just that way. He's just got a grouchy face.
What do you mean, am I okay?
People would ask me, because you don't talk to people. You just walk around here with that scowl on your face. That's not the case anymore. You've changed since the COVID.
I'm just busy. That's it. Like, I don't have time. I'm not a small talker, okay? If you want to talk to me about something important, great. But if you want to small talk me, I'm not doing it.
Move it along, jackass. Hashtag bring on Buffalo sauce beer.
Nope.
Everybody loves the buffalo sauce.
Let's not
Now
say
you
we
can
did.
get a beer that tastes like buffalo sauce. It's called Buffalo Wangs. The Martin House Brewing Company in Fort Worth, Texas, is brewing this beer. It's 5.2% alcohol by volume. It's one of their sour beers, Jeff.
Yeah,
This might be interesting to me.
So you know I like key lime pie, right? But
Yes, unfortunately, I know you
I'm
do.
not a big fan of sour beers. The other day, I saw a key lime sour beer on the shelf, and I was like, I didn't make the leap. Because I don't like key lime pie more than I hate sour beers. So I'm not going to make the leap.
You know,
on
the
that one.
sour beer thing, to me, it's like some of them you can drink. It reminds me of like a sparkling wine because it's carbonated but yeah, it's not my thing either, man. It's too much of that. Too much.
A lot of people
hits
like
you
it,
back
though.
in the. Yeah, I know. I think some people like things just because they think it's cool to like things. Like, if you live in San Francisco, I think people that live in San Francisco are that way.
Like people that like mead.
Yeah. I tried mead once. I said, I'm never drinking this again. Ever. It was from that Man Rock.
Oh,
Nothing against their brewing. I'm sure all mead sucks.
It's the first beer ever made. Why would I want the first beer ever made?
I think we've improved it over the past 1,000 years.
Just like I'd buy a Hyundai now, but I wouldn't buy a Hyundai, the first one that was ever made.
Not in 1992.
93.3 KZOZ rocks.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Jeff and I are talking fantasy football trades. He's always trying to tell me how my team sucks, even though it's in first.
That's a great team.
But it sucks. That's the new way. Oh, yeah, this guy sucks. Oh, yeah, he's the leading guy, whatever, but he
He
sucks.
sucks. He sucks.
It's a marathon.
He's a hate monger.
Yeah, it says more about the person saying it than the
He's a
other
hate
person.
baiter.
I'm just saying it's a marathon. If you look at our rosters in comparison, I could post our rosters online right now.
So in other words, you still have you're saying there's a chance, right?
Have people vote on who they think has the better roster, and we'll see where that sits.
I
The
know.
team or the game is played on paper, Jeff. You understand?
Let's see. I have the number one fantasy quarterback. I have.
There's no prize for winning the first 5 weeks, though. That's the thing.
You don't know what's going to happen over the next.
Yeah, I mean, you score 11 runs in
weeks.
the first inning, you might not win.
You don't have
Right,
it.
exactly.
But right now, I have the number one quarterback. I have the top 5 running backs, number 3 and number 5.
And the Vikings were leading till 20 seconds were left.
Right.
So we should have gotten the game. I want to recount.
I've got Michael Thomas, who will be in the top 5, and I've got Tyler Lockett, who's in the top 10 for receiving.
So
I'd like to see what you got.
A third of the way.
Actually, I
through,
can tell you what Jeff has.
a third of the way through Sunday night's football game when the Seahawks were losing, probably I would say 10 or 13 to nothing. Would you say that the Vikings were the best team that were on the field that night? Yes, you would.
No, I
But
wouldn't.
then at the end of the game, when you looked at the scoreboard and you saw 27-26, you're like,
Your
oh,
quarterback is 10th. Your
Pride
running
goeth
back is
before
10th and
a fall.
8th. Your you have Adam Thielen, who's number 2, and then you have 36. And then,
Well, then the outcome of the game doesn't matter to
that's
you
not
guys,
DK
just the
Metcalf.
stats, right?
DK Metcalf is number 1, so
well, he's on your bench.
At least it's a
I
way to
missed him,
watch the
sorry.
game.
he has to be on my bench.
He's
on a
about
bye
it.
this
I know.
week.
I just missed him. That's
Welcome to Fantasy Talk.
Hey, we want to talk about something else.
Really?
This
So,
coming
did
from-
you know this? What did you call this? The what?
This is coming from the guy that's starting Zach Ertz and Dalton Schultz this week.
Oh, God, what are you thinking? I've never heard of either of those guys.
I've got a bye week. All my guys are on bye.
Oh.
I'm going to take a loss this week.
So is
But
it
I'm
about
still
the
in first
president
place.
thing or no?
Yeah, so going back
Number
all,
one,
all the
just
way
remember
to
William
now,
Henry Harrison,
until
wasn't
you
it?
lose this weekend.
Yeah. I thought we were getting away from the fantasy
No,
football.
never.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, but this is interesting. Every president has either gotten sick or died that was elected in a year that started with a zero. except
Beginning
for
in 1840.
Ronald Reagan.
Okay, ending with a 0, right.
Yeah, and it started
Ronald Reagan
with,
beat it.
Yeah, but
With-
getting
with-
shot.
with Billy Harrison.
And Billy?
But he did
Billy
get
Han-
shot.
Billy Hank Harrison?
Billy Hank Harrison died 30 days after taking the oath. I believe it was because he didn't.
Well, they say that, but yeah, I mean, yeah, he's the one. It's like, hey, he's president, and then, sorry, he's dead. 30 days later.
I really think that Alanis Morissette drew her inspiration for the song "Ironic" from
Isn't it?
William Henry Harrison's stay in office of a month.
Well, actually, yeah, it should be Billy Hank Harry, shouldn't it?
Billy Hank Harry. So then it was Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, Harding, Roosevelt, Kennedy. Reagan was shot but did not die, and that's what.
Well,
broke the curse.
no. The Roosevelt's a stretch. Franklin, FDR?
Yeah.
First elected in 32.
Right.
Reelected in...
Right.
Reelected in 40 and 44. Well, 36, 40, and 44.
Right, but
Oh,
died
that's
in
right. 'cause
office.
it was
Before
this
the term limits, yeah.
That's right. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
So that one's a little fudgy, but
But died in office. Like,
Yeah.
couldn't have died in 32 because that doesn't coincide with the curse. But in 40, when elected,
okay.
died in office after that.
Well,
even
actually, he died after he reelected in 44.
44.
So,
Yeah,
come on now.
No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever the terms were of these presidents,
Okay.
whether it's 30 days for
So,
Billy
I mean,
Hank, Harry.
never mind at all. Somebody's going down if they're elected in 2020,
No,
but
because-
Reagan broke the
no.
curse and
Maybe not.
GWB.
Yeah, GWB went through unscathed.
I think we're okay.
Just wrecked the economy.
But if you've ever looked at anybody, I don't know about Trump, he may break that thing where you look at when they're elected, their picture, and then when they're out of office, it's like they go to old man real quick.
Yeah, Obama.
So he's already old, so I don't know. Maybe that won't work on him.
Well, I see. The thing that scares me about both these guys is they're both on the upper end of the age spectrum.
You know, the only exciting thing about the newest court appointee is she's under 50. My God, a young person, a child. You know? But then, of course, when she finally kicks off, she'll be like 80-something, I'm sure.
But how come the Democrats aren't focusing on that, on her lack of experience? Because of her
the
age?
fact that it took a year last time, but no, we're going to get it done now. We can't have this in election year. I mean, again, it's that thing about, remember what you said 4 years ago? That's old hat now. It's politics.
You can't make sense of any of this.
No.
I mean, you just can't. You can't. Which will be more entertaining tonight, Biden or Trump?
I don't know. A sharp stick in the eye or, a pole up your butt. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to really, make a...
Well, honestly, I think Trump is the entertainer, right? He's the celebrity. He's the he's the
That's why he
television-
doesn't want a virtual thing. He needs the crowd. He wants
Yeah.
to play, he wants the rally they used to call it back in, 39 or whatever it was.
He was gonna get out and kiss everybody in his rally in Miami the other night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out there and kiss all of you.
Well, and then it
because
comes
I
out-
got the antibodies.
Yeah.
Come on, bring it on.
Then 2 days later, he'll come back. Oh, actually, he did get it again. So I could just see all these kissed people going, yeah. I don't think science knows, so maybe.
All right. Well, that's our poll question brought to you by SurfNet Communications. You can go. You can let us know.
Sorry, early returns on the poll.
Neither is leading the way, which it
By
should.
a landslide?
Which it should, I think.
Let's see. I just
given the
refreshed
choices.
it.
Again, the needle in the eye.
It's changed now. 50% neither. Trump's got 39%, and Biden's got 11 still.
So Trump will win the election.
According to our poll.
Yeah.
Actually, nobody will.
Yeah, but 50% of Americans aren't going to be happy about it.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.